Mariabell was on the run. However, she had not given up on achieving victory. She would not allow her plan to fail now that she had unleashed her last trump card, the sealed Chaos Dragon. She still had one more option. Deep inside the tomb, at the heart of the ancient elven capital there, lay the fruit of the old world's magic technology. She has heard of this and planned to overload the device in order to kill Rimuru. This is the way to defeat that monster. My strongest pawn Yuuki will win me some time. I will use this time to find the magic core and overload it. Yuuki's report included information about the ancient ruined Soma. She heard that Amelita was also an ancient city built by this race. If their structure was similar, even Mariabell could operate the device with ease. By destabilizing the central control of the magic reactor core, it would cause a large-scale magic destruction. Right now, Rimuru was focused on fighting Yuuki. Detonating the device would kill Rimuru. He wouldn't have a chance to resist. It will be a surprise attack, one that's powerful enough to take down even Demon Lord Rimuru, Mariabell thought to herself. She arrived at the center of the tomb. Yet there was no device mentioned in the report. Moreover, the entire place was empty. The graves were empty, and there weren't even any decorations or jewels. Actually, there was some treasure lying around, but the real valuables, the magic gear, were all missing. Strange, how strange. How is this possible? She couldn't help but ask. There's no one who can answer that, or so she thought. Ahaha. There was never such a thing as a central control of the magic engine reactor in this ruin. By the way, neither was there anything like that in Soma. Yuuki, is it you? Yep, it's me, someone replied to Mariabell's call. There was no doubt about it, it was Yuuki. He casually presented himself with Kugali by his side. Aren't you fighting Demon Lord Rimuru? We are done fighting. I was fighting him seriously but couldn't win. Well, Rimuru-san was still holding back there, I wasn't. If I had had a chance, I would have wanted to beat him there. I was almost sweating watching it happen. I was seriously worried that you had really betrayed us. Ahaha, sorry. I figured that it would be more authentic if I had tricked you as well. Although I trusted that you would have seen through my act instantly. I suppose, it doesn't matter now. The result was probably the most ideal. If that was Yuuki-sama's original plan, I have nothing else to say. Yuuki chatted with Kugali happily. Seeing this, Mariabell finally realized that she had been deceived by Yuuki. You were lying, this is not real. But, Yuuki, did you crack my power? It was unbelievable, but Mariabell could only accept this reality. At this point, she was more interested as to how and when Yuuki found a way to overcome the greed of the greed. How did you overcome greed? Are you that curious? Get to the point, answer my question. Okay then. I'll tell you. Yuuki looked at Mariabell sympathetically before demonstrating the answer before her. His emotion had been extremely pure just now, yet suddenly it was clouded by a layer of dark fog. That's what Mariabell saw. How can this be? This can't be true, can't be. Ahahaha. Are you really that surprised? Unfortunately, that's the reality. The answer is that I cracked it from the very beginning. I've been pretending to be under your control the entire time. How about that, wasn't my acting Oscar-worthy? Yuuki laughed smugly. In contrast, Mariabell didn't look so good. How is this possible? My greed is, that's the strongest power originating from human emotions. Mumbling, Mariabell tried her hardest to make sense of the situation. Yuuki's laughter didn't fade, even as he concluded. Your desire was pretty strong, but too bad that my greed was stronger. My ambition is to become the king of this world and have it as my plaything. I didn't even need to use my anti-skill to crack your pathetic greed. Yuuki's laughter wasn't diminishing as he concluded. To Mariabell, that was her death sentence. Don't you look down on me now. I am Mariabell. Mariabell of greed. People like you are no match for me. Mariabell shouted as she began to drain all of her soul's energy to attack Yuuki. Greed flare, a destructive physical force formed from her strong will, struck at Yuuki. However, it did nothing to him. Yuuki took Mariabell's attack head-on. He mocked her as the dark fog created by the wave dissipated. It's useless, you can't win against me. The next second. Cough. He pierced through Mariabell's heart with his hand. It was not over yet, however. Mariabell's power began to leak out, and Yuuki started to absorb it. Guha. Could it be that you want my power? Bingo. How's that possible? The light in Mariabell's eyes began to fade. Her hand that held onto Yuuki's wrist lost strength as well. Had you been born 10 years earlier in this world, perhaps you would already be dominating it. But you were unlucky. Your young body could not use your skill to its full potential, could it? Mariabell did not answer. She looked troubled and simply stared at Yuuki. And then, the last shred of light in Mariabell's soul faded and died out. This is the truth of this world, the weak are doomed to be defeated. Didn't you say it yourself, that my ambition is too large? Good night, Mariabell. I'll make good use of your greed. Mariabell could no longer hear Yuuki's words. And so, Mariabell's second life in the Seer of Unrest came to an end. After handing the rest of the matter to Xian and the others, I headed out to reinforce Milm. Right now, I was gazing at the Chaos Dragon. It was huge, to the point of excessive. By my estimate it was about 100 meters long. Its gigantic body could even outmatch Charybdis. It was a shocking sight. It also looked like it was consuming the magicule in its surroundings, and gradually gaining in size. It could decimate a mountain with a single breath. It was some tyrant, indeed. With a monster such as this as our opponent, even we would have to surrender. However, Milm was different. She used her ultra-large pull of magicule to restrain the Chaos Dragon, and prevent it from attacking. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Milm. There you are, Rimuru. I've been waiting for you. This is really frustrating for me, because this Seer is my friend. I was trying to seal him but couldn't do it. If this were to continue it will result in casualties. But I also can't kill my friend. Milm shouted, sounding upset. Unlike Charybdis, the Chaos Dragon was one of Milm's valued friends. It was only natural that she didn't want to kill it. Moreover, the dragon was too large. Even with Milm's power, sealing it had proven difficult. It was easy to achieve victory, but Milm couldn't bring herself to kill her friend. I could understand her feelings. I liked this Milm. Which was why I gave her a big smile and told her to rest assured. It's alright, I've got a plan. How reliable. What should I do then? Milm faced me with shining eyes. She trusted me a lot, even under a lot of stress. Don't panic, me. I continued to put on a confident air and explained my plan to Milm. Listen to me now, no matter how large a monster is, it must have a core. Why don't you use your precision attacks to knock out the rest of its body, until only the core is left? It was just like when we tried to save Phobio who was possessed by Charybdis. Milm should be able to avoid attacking the Chaos Dragon's soul. The astral body and spiritual body that were responsible for protecting the Chaos Dragon's soul had been completely corrupted. Actually, it was the opposite case. It was because of the damage both bodies had suffered that led to it being corrupted by hatred to this extent. On top of that, with the corruption of Mariabell's greed it was incurable. But perhaps, it was possible to preserve his soul alone. It used to be Milm's friend, and it could be seen, even if it was just a tiny bit, that its core was fighting hard so that it wouldn't diminish the remaining light in it. But it has become so powerful. I probably won't be able to penetrate it without applying enough strength. I may accidentally destroy it completely. Didn't you learn how to control your strength before? Your friend is trying very hard, so you should show the same courage as well. I wasn't going to let her find any excuses now. The most important thing here was courage. If we fail, if we were to have such a notion in mind, what could have been a success would fail anyway. I will assist you. Just follow my instructions and concentrate on unleashing the full force of your magic. I was playing cool when I said that I had a plan, but there actually wasn't any. It would all hinge on Milm just toughing it out. But this was not her first try. I had witnessed her doing it once before and it was very successful. The scale this time was different, but it's the same thing. Okay. I have faith in you, Rimuru. Right, just count on me. I acted all confident. This would have a huge impact on everyone's mood. The thought of failure alone was extremely scary. But there was no other way. Only I could do this. I'll be counting on you, Raphael. Understood. Leave it to me, my master. I always pushed my responsibilities to other people and was pretty powerless in this situation. Now I really gotta put on an act. Don't be afraid of failure. Everything will be fine. I tried to convince myself. It's alright, last time you were successful almost immediately. This time will be the same. Let's go, Milm. Yeah. You were right, then here I go, my friend. Watch carefully now, behold the brightness of all the stars in the galaxy. Drago Bustea. A blinding light was shot out. It felt as if my brain would be burned to ash even if I closed my eyes. Milm unleashed a gigantic swirl of power, and it went straight at the Chaos Dragon. Its unknown power formed a barrier that impacted Milm's lightning. The two powers began to clash. I analyzed the wave of energy and found the source of the Chaos Dragon's power. I was doing this simultaneously while Raphael San's analysis helped Milm control her power. It was so heavy. The power was so heavy. I could tell that my magicules were going down. With this much energy input, the Chaos Dragon still didn't seem to have weakened. What a tough foe. I was almost losing hope, but if we gave up here, everything would go south. All my planning had been for times like these. I believed this deeply and gave it all I had. On one hand, I tried to calm myself down, and on the other, I slowly tried to get rid of the evil spirit trapping the Chaos Dragon. The entire process lasted around 1 second. However, the heavy, oppressive aura I felt in that one instant seemed to last an eternity. I see it. The uncontaminated core of the Chaos Dragon. It was still glowing with a dim light. I can't just rest yet. There was a black fog formed by greed and an evil spirit of hatred. Even if I extracted all of those, it might still cause some mental corruption later. I had to proceed with extreme caution. The operation continued. All of a sudden, the black fog disappeared. Yuuki must have defeated Mariabell. Okay, now we have a chance. I'll use this to win. I activated Gluttonous King Beelzebub. Milim, let's take this chance to get it done. Can you increase your input? Just leave it to me. Ra. Dragonova. Following my instruction, Milim began to show her true abilities. This, once again, made me realize just how strong Milim was. How was it possible for her to put in even more power at that point? The fact that she could casually pull off ultimate techniques like these showed that she was on a different level to me. Ah, no. This is no time to get all impressed. Okay, Chaos Dragon. We will set you free now, I muttered, beginning the final step. Timing was key. The spiritual body of the Chaos Dragon had leaked out, and Milim's magic had destroyed it, along with its astral body. I witnessed all that, and before Milim crushed its core, I needed to execute Devour Soul. Ignoring time and space, Gluttonous King Beelzebub was activated. As long as I could see, it would finish the job faster than Milim's magic. And, my plan worked. I successfully obtained the Chaos Dragon's broken core. As the core that managed its enormous magical content disappeared, the Chaos Dragon began to collapse. But that was precisely the issue. Rimuru, this is bad. It's going to explode. Seeing my signal, Milim stopped her magic. But there was still a gigantic energy field that was powerful enough to warp space left. The clashing powers collisions had created a super dense energy cluster. It would start to destabilize soon. Sooner or later, it'd cause a huge explosion. Even Milim wouldn't be able to deflect it. She looked at me anxiously. But I was not panicking at all. According to Raphael's calculation, I should be able to manage things. Don't worry, I'll figure something out. Do you really have a plan? Milim was quite shocked. Her admiring glances were very satisfying, but if I mess this up, it would be truly embarrassing, but let's not talk about that possibility now. It's gonna be alright, no, Raphael-sensei. I accidentally asked internally. Will it get angry at me? No, there's no problem. As usual, Sensei replied calmly. It seemed that it had gone all out as well, how very reassuring. I gave a smile and set my eyes on what used to be the Chaos Dragon. Nothing but a carcass was left. So, there was no need to hold back. Devour it all, Gluttonous King Beelzebub. Considering how large the energy cluster is, can it really consume it all? Beelzebub began to show his strength, devouring my worries as well. It far exceeded my expectations and ate the thing whole. It's as if nothing had happened. Is it over? No, not yet, we still need to try and save your friend. Can we really save it? Yes. I prepared just the thing for this type of situation. That's totally a lie. I took out an emulated soul. Ignoring a confused Milim, I concentrated my will. Theoretically, it will work. Indeed, Raphael-san can guarantee that. I just need to put my faith in it. Straightening my back, I had faith that it would be successful as I began to work. I needed to pick up every single shred of its broken core and put them in the emulated soul. Before that, I utilized my Devour Soul to combine the shreds. It was easier than I had imagined. The problem was afterward. Whether the core could safely possess the emulated soul. It wasn't reacting. I was losing my cool. Even though I looked calm, I was trying my hardest to resolve the matter. What should I do now? The cliché in many fictions suddenly crossed my mind. Milim, does the Chaos Dragon have a name? You mean, a name? It didn't. I gotta stay calm and figure out something else then. It's called Gaia. I thought of that long ago and was going to name it one day. Its name is Gaia. So it did have one. That was reassuring. I whispered the name Gaia. That was a pretty good name. Your name is Gaia. Why don't you wake up before your friend starts crying? Finally, the emulated soul began to glow lightly. It succeeded. The soul now had a core. I used a master core to cover Gaia's emulated soul. And there, the avatar core was completed. And my work here was finally done. At this point, time would resolve everything. When the wounds on Gaia's core healed, it would be revived in its ideal form. Gaia wasn't using an avatar. This was its actual body. It would morph into a brand new monster and be reborn in front of Milim. It worked, Milim. This is a brand new Gaia. It hasn't been born yet, it's like an egg. I finished as I handed the avatar core to Milim. I know everything will work out if I leave it to you. I have confidence in you, Rimuru. Thank you. It was great to see how happy she was. Luckily, I didn't fail this time. But more importantly, I could see Milim's happy smile. It made me happy too. Let's head back. Surely, everyone is worried. Yeah. I'm gonna tell everyone about my epic battle. Yeah. That being said, thank God Milim was here. This was not something I could have handled. The castle emerged on the horizon. I could see all my companions. They were all waiting eagerly, and I was glad that everyone was all right. Now the issue had been resolved. I really wanted to go back and relax a bit. Take a shower and have a cup of beer. Filled with joy, Milim and I returned to our party.